Welcome to video number 3 of the series How to Eliminate Your Credit Card Debt and Live Financially Free. In the first module, we talked about getting real about our finances, looking at how many credit cards we have, what do we owe, what's the interest rate, what's our credit card limit. The second module, we looked at how we can reduce that credit card limit to start focusing on paying down this debt that we've accumulated over the years. And looking at a plan, a 3-year plan for a $30,000 debt example that we've looked at. Now, the plan was we increase our income, you could get a part-time job, and also at the same time reduce our expenses, whether these expenses are what I call essential expenses or non-essential expenses. And by essential expenses, I mean expenses that you need to spend, otherwise you can't survive. So pay off your home loan, pay off utilities, pay off your car expenses. Everybody in our society, modern society, needs a car. It's not a luxury as such. So look at all these essential expenses from your phone, your internet, electricity bills, and list them down. How much are these expenses? The next thing we're looking at is your non-essential expenses. Non-essential expenses are expenses that you're spending that you could cut down on, and the quality of your life is not going to be reduced as much as if, let's say, you cut down on essential expenses. Imagine if you call the electricity company and say, I need to reduce my electricity bill and I don't need electricity. So that is an essential expense. But things like a monthly manicure and pedicure, having a haircut every 4 weeks rather than every 5 weeks. So it is looking at what these non-essential expenses. The next step, once we list all the expenses, essential and non-essential, is to look at savings. Where in each expense line are we capable of making savings? Because every amount we're going to save is going to filter down into freeing up money that we would have from our budget to pay down this 3-year plan debt. So let's start with essential expenses. Most people tell me, Susan, I can't move much with my home mortgage, with my electricity bill, with my mobile phone, with my internet. But most people tell me once they start digging more into the kind of plans they have, whether it's your mobile bill or internet bill or even electricity bill now, and your home loan, most people, once they start looking at their suppliers and shopping around in the market, they are able to reduce those expenses. And most people tell me, but $10 is not going to make any difference. We are not making a $10 a month saving from one expense line. We are looking at every single expense line and creating savings out of that line. Now, sometimes you might not have any savings to make. You know, you've got the best home loan deal, there's nothing you can do, you got the best mobile deal. This is not an issue. The issue is looking at all of these expense lines and finding savings. That's what a CFO does in a corporation. A chief financial officer is always looking for savings on each expense line. Why can't we live our life like a chief financial officer? The next thing I would look at is non-essential expenses. Are there non-essential expenses that you could reduce or eliminate? My philosophy is, let's look at reducing rather than eliminating. We are not going to live a life of want. We are going to live a life of being lean in order to pay this debt. So list all your non-essential expenses. How much you spend on eating out, on entertainment, on alcohol, on going away, on short trips, on yearly holiday. Is there any place there for any savings. It could be that you do the next 3 years of holidays in a cheaper place. It could be that you minimize your manicure and pedicure to once every 2 months rather than once a month. What are those savings, and how and what will they trickle down to bring you down to that $1,000 a month? Now, the next thing we would look at is, if once we look at all these savings, and let's say we've made a $700 a month saving out of this exercise, and we've been a great CFO. The next thing to do is, where can I find another $385 a month to pay down my credit card debt if I want to stick with this 3-year plan? Where can you increase your income? Can you draw down on your superannuation if you're over the age of 55? Can you get a part-time job on a Saturday or Sunday? Can you tutor some kids at home? Can you do you pick up someone's calls like a virtual assistant? Is there any place where you can bring that $385 a month, that's under $100 a week, that you could bring in to trickle down to pay down this debt in 3 years' time? So have a look at your budget. Download MQ Singles Budget or the MQ Family Budget from my website, moneyintelligence.com.au, and start the process now. I also recommend that you join me in doing my Money Online program, which is starting in 2018 from 22nd of January. It's a 6-week program where I share with you the secrets on how to improve your financial situation and supercharge your finances. To click on the link to look at registering or finding out more about my programs and how I can help you to liberate yourself from all this debt that is chaining you and not making you feel great about yourself. Thank you for listening, and see you soon.